Hello and welcome to Android Guy Q&A. This is RCKY, the Android Guy, answering your questions, or at least trying to. Alright guys, so the first one comes from GoZ Metal, I believe. Hello, I want to buy a tablet. What do you recommend, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 or the Nexus 7? Waiting for your reply, thanks. So, out of these two, it's always kind of tricky. Please check out the review if you haven't already, between the Nexus 7 and the Galaxy Tab 2. But between these two, it really is kind of tricky. I feel that the Nexus 7 is the overall one I would always choose. However, the Galaxy Tablet is a bit better than for like web browsing. For gaming, it's definitely going to be the Nexus. It's been so long since I did the review, I forgot all the advantages of which ones. The Samsung, basically you can expand the memory, so that's really nice. So if you have lots of music, videos, and files like that, the Samsung I feel would be the better choice just because you can expand the memory. However, the Nexus 7 has a good amount of more storage built in for the $199 price point. So it really depends. It really depends. But overall, I would say it depends on what you want to use it for. So if you can answer me that, then I can answer you hopefully next week. Weezy Wee asks, as the Android guy, does the camera come with a low light setting? This is for the Galaxy S4 versus iPhone 5 comparison. Does the camera come with a low light setting? Or is it just naturally brightness of the photo like that? So it does come with the low light setting. It's when you have the S4, you push the settings button on the camera, and you can turn auto night detection on. Auto night detection is a really great technology for low light photos. However, I wouldn't use it on the day as it tends to not make the shots as clear, I've noticed now. But for the auto brightness, for the auto night detection, it actually just does a better job than the iPhone 5 and the HTC One. I haven't compared it to the Lumia 920 yet, but really just great low light. It just really stands out. So I really like it for those purposes. So that's how you would do the low light setting on the Galaxy S4. Hello, my name is Ron from Israel. I like your videos. Thank you, Ron. Could you please tell me your opinion based on your experience? I need a tablet for music, some videos, drawing. I want to be able to draw, and I have to have 3G internet as well. I was wondering if you get the Note or the Tab 2. According to what I read, the Note does not come with the option for 3G. Can you tell me if the level of drawing on the Tab 2 and the new 10 is the same? So, for what you said, automatically I thought the Note 8. The Note 8 would by far be the best one to get. There is a 3G version in Europe, but I'm not sure if you have access to it in Israel. I'm not sure of always the different countries and everything like that. But there is an HSPA Plus version, which does work with most bands, so I think you might be able to at least get it imported if it's not like sold directly in Israel. You might be able to get it from like Amazon or some kind of online import third-party company. But I mean, the Note 8 does come with 3G overseas. We're hoping to get 4G over here, or even 4G HSPA Plus over there as well. So it should work, I believe. If it doesn't, and you're stuck with the tabs between the 7.0 and the 10.1, they are essentially the same device, just with a bigger screen. Neither is more accurate than the other, and neither has something like an S Pen. You would be there getting a stylus. So you would get something like the Bamboo stylus, which is probably the smallest one, or I forget what those are called, like Jot 2 or something like that, which is another one that most people use if you're trying to draw, but do not have something like a stylus, like an S Pen, like the Notes have. But yeah, those are the tabs. I would definitely get the Note if you have access to it for what you want to do. The Note is really the best, the best possible solution for you. So I would recommend the Note. That would be my advice. Okay, so this is a two-part question. Ahmed Saimi asked two questions. First question was, is there a way to back up your Android phones like how you do on iOS? Full backup, including app data. So the only way to really do this is from a manufacturer standpoint, not from Android. Actually, it's a two-part answer, actually. So for normally you can only do it through a manufacturer. So Samsung has something called Samsung Keys. LG has their own backup manager. I forget what it's called, but they have one as well. And so it allows you to back up everything to the device, including app data. However, there is a new app that I am currently testing right now called Carbon. And Carbon is a backup system which is supposed to back up your data. The only thing is I'm kind of seeing how well it does without rooting, because as you know, most of the things I like to do is for the casual user, not the advanced users always. So even though I know how to root and I know how to do all that stuff, I really want to see if it can work without rooting. So stay tuned for, hopefully subscribe to my channel so you can see that and see if you have that come up soon, because I will review this app called Carbon and see if it really does a job. Otherwise though, Samsung has Keys and LG has their own manager, but it's through a manufacturer. I believe HTC doesn't have one yet, but I think they might have come out with one for the One. His second question is there a limit on how many gigabytes of music can upload on Google Music? And is it free? So Google Music allows up to 20,000 songs to be uploaded. So you can upload 20,000 songs, no problem. It actually doesn't matter the gigs. So that's really cool, because if you have, really high-end songs, Google doesn't care. It's just the 20,000 mark that you have to get to. So even if you have 10,000 and they're like 50 gigs or 25 gigs, it doesn't matter. What actually just matters is simply the fact that you have 10,000, not 20. So until you get to 20,000, it is all free. After 20,000, they do start charging. I forget the amount, but it is a low amount. It's not too high if you do need more songs, like 50,000 or something like that. But 20,000 is a lot. I think for most users, you're fine with 20,000 online songs. So, yeah, hopefully you found that useful. And now we're going to have a new segment called Quick Q&A. So these are just kind of like one-line answers. They're for very simple questions. And I hope you enjoy those answers. Thank you for watching after the slide, and hope you continue to watch these Q&A sessions. This is RCKY, the Android.